Welcome to Zvia, and that's pronounced Zvia. You know that moment when you catch your reflection and just notice something's changed? Your skin isn't quite bouncing back the way it used to. Maybe the texture feels different, or that natural firmness is starting to fade. That feeling right there, that's a story we hear from our clients every single day. And for too long, the solutions have only really scratched the surface. But the real issue is happening so much deeper. So today, we're talking about a treatment that literally rebuilds your skin from the inside out, Morpheus8. And that's pronounced Morpheus8. Okay, so let's really dive into the core of the problem. Your skin has two main layers. You've got the epidermis, that's the part you can see, the surface, but the real story, the part that matters for aging, is happening underneath, in the dermis. This is your skin's structural foundation, and it's packed with collagen for density and elastin for that snapback. As we age, that foundation starts to weaken. Collagen breaks down, the dermis gets thinner, and that is exactly when you start to see the fine lines, the texture changes, and that loss of firmness. And here's the thing that really puts it into perspective. A staggering 80% of visible aging actually happens in these deeper layers. This is the root cause, and it's the exact place most surface treatments just can't get to.
This right here is the perfect way to think about it. Using creams and other surface-level treatments is kind of like constantly repainting the walls of your house, hoping it's going to fix a cracking foundation. Morpheus8 doesn't just repaint, it goes deep to actually rebuild that foundation.
So how does it do it? How does it rebuild? Well, Morpheus8 is this remarkably intelligent technology. It uses a whole array of tiny, gold-coated and insulated microneedles. These create these little controlled channels to deliver what's called bipolar radio frequency, or RF energy. And it delivers it directly from the tips, deep into the tissue where all the real work needs to get done. And all of this is possible because of its core technology, which is a SARD, that's S-A-R-D, which stands for Subdermal Adipose Remodeling Device. It's literally designed to remodel tissue at 3 different levels all at once, resurfacing the top layer, stimulating that middle layer, and even contouring the fat in the deepest layer. No other device can effectively target all 3 of those in a single pass. It's a real game changer. Let's break down how these steps all work together, because it's pretty brilliant. First, the microneedles create those little channels. Second, the RF energy gently heats the surrounding tissue. Now, this heat does 2 things. It immediately causes your existing collagen to contract, giving you some initial firmness. But more importantly, it activates these cells called fibroblasts. Think of them as your body's own little collagen and elastin factories, and it tells them to start producing brand new, high-quality proteins. And it does all of this so smartly. See, it's a fractional treatment. That means it only treats about 15 to 25% of the skin's surface in one pass. All that healthy, untreated tissue in between acts like a healing scaffold, which allows for a much faster, more natural, and way more manageable recovery. Now for the fun part. Let's look at the proof. Because this isn't about some temporary plumping effect. The results you get from Morpheus8 are based on real, measurable changes at the cellular level. And these are all proven through histological studies. That's where they actually examine the tissue under a microscope. Okay, so the first key number from those studies is a 25% increase in collagen density. We're talking about a quantitative, structural improvement in your skin's actual foundation. And it's not just the collagen. The studies also show a 33.3% increase in elastin production. That is what restores that snapback, that youthful resilience to your skin. So what does all this science mean for what you actually see in the mirror? Well, it means that after a series of just 3 sessions, an incredible 96% of patients showed measurable, visible improvement in their skin laxity or its firmness. And the results go way beyond just firmness. We're seeing an average of a 30 to 40% reduction in wrinkles. 90% of patients report a significant improvement in their overall skin texture. It can even improve the appearance of atrophic scars by 50 to 60%. I mean, the impact is truly comprehensive. All right, let's talk about the journey itself. A typical treatment for the face, neck, and décolletage, which is pronounced décolletage, takes about 45 to 60 minutes. And don't worry, we use a strong topical anesthetic to make sure you're totally comfortable throughout the whole process. So your results are going to unfold in 3 distinct phases. First up is the opening, which is in that first week. You'll actually see some immediate tightening just from the thermal effect as your body's healing process gets activated. Then comes building momentum. This is from week 1 to week 8. This is when your little fibroblast factories get to work, synthesizing all that new collagen. You'll start to notice fine lines softening and your texture really improving. And finally, the crescendo. This is from week 8 all the way to week 24. This is when you see those peak results. That 30 to 40% wrinkle reduction becomes super clear as all that new collagen matures. And these results, they can last a solid 12 to 18 months. But here's something that is absolutely critical to understand. Morpheus8 is not a one-size-fits-all device. The technology is incredibly powerful, yes, but its effectiveness is ultimately unlocked by the person who's operating it. This is where your provider's expertise is just essential. We customize every single aspect of the treatment. For example, the skin on your face is thicker, so it can be treated at a depth of 3 to 4 millimeters. But your neck is way more delicate, so we use a more conservative depth, maybe 2 to 3 millimeters. And the décolletage, which is often sun-damaged and thin, that requires the most gentle approach of all, at 2 to 2.5 millimeters.
So, all of that brings us to the most important question, really. Is the device itself the only thing that matters when it comes to getting a great result?
And the answer to that is a definitive no. Your provider's skill and their clinical judgment are what take a good result and transform it into an optimal one. A skilled provider is evaluating your skin's response in real time, adjusting the energy and the depth with every single pass. It's that clinical precision that really defines your final outcome. And just as a final point of authority here, it's really important to note that in 2024, Morpheus8 became the first and only device to be officially FDA cleared specifically for soft tissue contraction using this technology. It's just a huge testament to its proven effectiveness. You know, ultimately, this treatment is a partnership. Your skin already has this incredible capability to rebuild itself. Morpheus8 simply provides the precise signal to activate that process. The technology gives the command, and then your own biology does the truly beautiful work. So if you're ready to see if this protocol is the right fit for you, we invite you to schedule a consultation with our team. You can visit us online at Zvia.com. That's Z as in zebra, V as in Victor, IA.com, or just give us a call at 303-902-5353. And please remember, this information is for educational purposes and it is not medical advice. Individual results are always going to vary, and every treatment protocol requires a really thorough evaluation by one of our providers to determine what is appropriate for your specific needs and your skin type.